So your CSL DD is powering off, disconnecting on its own. Stick with me and I'll show how to fix it. So this is going to be a multi-part, multi-step thing. So basically 3 steps. So step number 1, it's going to tighten your wheel. Okay, so put your wheel on the quick release. I'm showing you here with the quick release version 1. I don't have the quick release version 2 yet. So just use the quick release version 1. Make sure your steering wheel it's right there, and you twist to twist the lock firmly. I know that the instructions of Fanatec instructions say not to overdo it. Yes, I know, but when you see it getting there, just give it a little bit more twist, and you should be set. Your first step should be done. The main reason for the disconnects and power-offs are occurring are because of jolts in the direct drive, and the wheel will contribute to that. Step number 2, it's also, you will see this on the B-roll, you have a nut there, and you should release the nut a little bit, push your wheel inwards, and then tighten the nut again. So this will make sure that all the shaft, it's solid within the shaft and the wheel. No need to overdo the twisting of the quick release. No needs to overdo the bolt, but the bolt can be a little bit more abused, not the twist of the quick release. Make sure they are solid. Don't just feel it, get there and stay there. Just give it an extra twist, get solid on both situations, on the quick release and on the bolt. And that's step number 1 and step number 2, all done. Solid. Step number 3, go to your simulation software and set everything to 0. Next, on your simulation software, in this case I'm showing you in iRacing, ignore everything else. My base is just disconnected. But the thing is, in your case, go to smoothing and dampening in iRacing or other simulation software and set it to 0. Ignore my force pickback settings because my base is just powered off right now. So just make sure that the smoothing and dampening stuff and options are 0, so that you can set everything else regarding smoothing and dampening on the driver, and that's going to be a different step. Step number 4, go to your driver software and follow the following instructions and these settings. So yeah, the next step should be to go to your CSL software, your driver's options and all of that good stuff. I'm sure you know where to find it. It should be on your desktop or some sort of shortcut or on your start menu. So go there and just go to the wheelbase main menu on the very top. And I don't know which settings you have right now, but the idea here is to avoid rattling and certain movements. If you are experiencing like you are turning and things go like this, or you're going over some bumps and you go through some curbs up and the wheel just clunks. So it's a feeling thing and also an audio thing. Okay, so if you hear clanks, just take off your headphones, and if you hear clunks, that's something you have to avoid. So I'm not sure what your options right now are in your CSL software. Just bear in mind my current versions. I made the full update of firmware and software, so there are no other available updates. Even though the image shows that I have a QR2, I have a QR1 like you saw in the video. Not really sure. I have not edited it yet, but you'll see it. So I don't have the QR2, I have the QR1. Maybe the QR2 doesn't have these problems, but the QR1 does. But this is also something you should do. I don't know what are the options you have here on your driver software, but this is something you should do to avoid the disconnects. And your starting point should be the following. So the force feedback intensity you go to the middle, and everything else just put it on a halfway point, whatever the value is, either in percentages, either being in something else. So I highly suggest you just put this into the 50% range everywhere. So either being in percentages, either being in some other type of absolute value. So put this into 50% and make this your starting point. So again, what is causing the disconnects? It's kind of the clunks and kind of the jolts, okay, that you feel on the wheel. If you are feeling these clunks and these jolts, that's what's causing it. I suspect that it's something related to the quick release, the wheel, and the base itself. So the jolts and the clunks are causing the disconnects. I have tested this out myself. I will make a longer video about this, but I have made extensive testing because some people were experiencing this, some people were not. And the way I could reproduce the issue very reliably was to provoke that the jolts are as intense as we can get them. So I will not explain what all these options are. You can just over them and see the explanation. But this will make sure, or at least it's a good starting point, so that the jolts do not happen and everything is just smoother. I'm not going to say that an occasional jolt will not happen. I'm not going to say that the occasional clunk, audible clunk will not happen. But the idea here is by removing all the dampening on the simulation software and leaving it all to the driver and putting everything in the middle. This is a great starting point. I have been for the longest time doing this as it is, right? So on the simulation software, no dampening or whatsoever, just set your forces. And here you just get your dampenings and force feedback. In all of this settings on screen, you will put it in somewhere in the middle, neutral. Try this, even though it's not, if this is not be completely to your liking, try this for a few races, try to reproduce the issue as more as you can. You will see that most likely the disconnecting issue will disappear. I'm not telling you that this is going to be a one-all be-all, a fix for everybody. Your base may be actually malfunctioning in the hardware level. That can be the case, but it's very unlikely. So start with these halfway values. As you can see, I'm using full force feedback 8 Newton meter. So take use of your full boost kit and put things in the middle. Do this as your starting point. And most likely, if your DD is not hardware malfunctioning, which most likely it's not, your disconnect will just go away. Now that you have everything done, you get the main idea. So avoid jolting and avoid snapping of the wheel. The audio should be close to clean, no clunk, and also the feel. So play all around with these settings, minimize those effects as most as you can, of course, to your personal liking. So the idea is to avoid the clanking and to avoid the jolting. This is going to cause the problems to occur. I'm going to make a bigger video with more details, but this jolting, these clunks are what causes the disconnects. I have thoroughly tested this out so I could share with you guys, but that's going to be a different video. Hope these 4 steps will fix your issue. Let me know on my comments below anything you want to add to the community. This will work on both the regular pack or the boost pack. Make sure that you're going to have full use of your DD. Follow the steps. Comment down below, please. That's the main thing. Comment down below your steps and anything that can help the community to fix this even further. And I see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Oh, and like and subscribe, of course. So much.